Hi everybody, my name is Robert Gonzalez, and today I'm going to be doing a short video on the experience that I've had with Stage 2 E85 and Stage 2 without the 85 on my BRZ. I have a 2015 Subaru BRZ with Borla unequal length headers. I have an Invidia Catback exhaust N1 version, an open flash tablet tuner, and E85 with Stage 2. Now, I want to go ahead and begin with my experience with Stage 1. I had Stage 1 for around 2 months while I was waiting for my Borla unequal length headers to ship. And with Stage 1, I definitely thought the car was a little bit more responsive without gaining too much power overall. But I do want to say that with Stage 1, it was a little bit more responsive. Down low, but not too much over at the top. Now, when I got my Borla unequal length headers installed, luckily I was able to get a spot with 365 Performance here in SoCal, and they were able to book me quickly, and I tuned it right away as soon as I got the car, like a block away from their shop. And I was on a 91 Stage 2 tune for about 2 months or a little bit less, because I wanted to feel the full experience of just 91. Although I already did have the E85 tune on my tablet, and then once I went Stage 2 E85, I definitely felt like that's how the car should have came from the factory, from Subaru and from Toyota and from Scion, because the car finally felt like it could move. Get me? It could move up here, it could move on ramps, it could move on the freeway. Now, I do want to preface, it didn't suddenly become, a high revving 6-cylinder. It didn't become an 8-cylinder. It was still very much a 4-cylinder, but you could definitely feel that it was giving you all it's got, obviously without going forced induction. So I was pretty much happy with how it ended up. I've been on this Stage 2 tune with E85 for around a month and a half, and I am thinking about going back on 91 tune soon, because there is some cons to having Stage 2 E85, and I will list them shortly. But overall, the pros, to keep this video nice and short, the pros are that you definitely have more power. The car is definitely more happy, more sporty, feels more alive at the higher RPMs, and definitely from 3,000 to around 5,500 RPMs. And you no longer get bullied by everybody else. Get me? You no longer get bullied by these Accords or Camrys, these 4-door sedans. You can kind of stand your ground. I'm not guaranteeing you're gonna win, but you can definitely stand your ground and move a lot happier, a lot easier up here at higher elevations and on ramps, and just overall on straightaways. But just keep in mind, it is a 4-cylinder, so on straightaways you're not gonna hit maximum speeds or anything like that, but the car definitely moves much happier, much more, you're much less worried about the power up here in these corners, and you can kind of worry more about the driving experience and the braking and the handling of this car, which are just spectacular. So once you eliminate that terrible torque dip and the complete, slow 2-liter, then you can definitely enjoy the car a lot more than when people give it credit for. And I was in neutral on the way down just to keep the noise level down. But I hope that that answered some questions. I always want to keep these videos nice and short. If you guys do have any other questions that possibly that I just completely skipped over, or you might have regarding the pros, you can definitely put them down below. Now, I am going to talk about the cons before I end this video. There is a couple of cons, 3 actually, that I want to address. The first one being that you do have to worry about where you're going to fill up quite more often than if you just had regular 91 fuel. Luckily, I have an E85 station not too far away from my house, so I don't worry about too much when I'm around the city. But if I did have to go further or plan a trip with my partner, I would definitely have to kind of plan ahead, see if there is 85 stations nearby, or I would just simply have to tune my car back to 91. Since I don't have a flex fuel kit and I can't run different fuel mix levels, I have to run full E85. And the next con is that although E85 is cheaper than 91, you are going to find yourself fueling up a bit more often than if you just had 91. The car does burn E85 happier, but more fast, right? Quicker. So for every full tank of 91, I would say you're at the gas station around 1.5 times when you're on E85. And the last con would be on cold mornings, the car can struggle to turn on. You are going to find yourself pressing the start button, and the car is going to want to start, but it's going to kind of be dying. And people might look at you funny. But that's just usually because it's a different fuel type. And once you turn the car on again, it usually starts right up, no problems. And then for the rest of the day, you're solid until it sits for another night or so. But that's all I wanted to pretty much say in this video. I know some people are worried about the corrosion for E85 on the car without changing the whole system. I would recommend you change the system if you're going to let your car sit for a longer period of times, or if you only track the car and you only use it on the weekends. But this is my daily, so I go through the fuel, pretty fast. I don't really let it sit in the lines or in the tank for a long period of times, to the point where I think corrosion is going to do some damage. But at the same time, I'm not going to run E85 forever. I know some people have ran it up to a year without changing any system or anything. My plan to alternate. 1 month I'll go E85. The other month I'll just stick to regular 91. Because I don't want to go through the fuel system change just yet. With that being said, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. Overall, about the cons, about the pros, about the experience, about anything else. Once again, I do have a 2015 Subaru BRZ. Not so many people have a 2015. I'm not sure why. Everybody always has a 14 or the 16 or newer ones. Very rare that I find people with the 15s. But I hope everybody has a good afternoon. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.